Righto chaps, how the devil? It's time for yet another glorious video about everybody's favourite sack of rats. The obnoxious, disturbingly bigoted, utterly dislikable, tight-fisted Norbert Colin of the Highlands, Ian Blackford. I've had to talk about Ian Blackford plenty of times. From his overtly hateful, bigoted, nationalist speeches to his, well, fat, warty appearance. There is nothing remotely likeable about Ian Blackford, MP. I also hate the way they always have to call them the Right Honourable. There is nothing honourable about this fat, bigoted bastard. Nothing. He's got more chins than a Chinese phone book, and he has the charisma of a pissed off rattlesnake. There is nothing to like about Ian Blackford at all, and he has no honour. But fat, warty and honourless doesn't neatly fit in at the top of Wikipedia. Yeah, pasty, porridge-faced oxygen thief. That doesn't fit in as neatly, does it? So I suppose we have to leave it at Right Honourable. I talked about his expenses last week. 256 grand this year. Highest in the country. Really, really bad. 256 grand. And that's up from the previous year, which was 241,000 when he was only the second highest claiming MP in Westminster. He is despicable. He is greed personified. He is detestable. And he's already a millionaire. It's not like he's skint. If you don't know his background, he's a banker. The lefties all gone about how much they hate bankers. Well, if you're a nationalist, Scots, SNP, communist fucking lunatic, they don't care if you're a banker, because he worked as a banker for 20 years. He's a multi-millionaire, and yet, despite being a millionaire, he doesn't think anything of just constantly stealing money off the taxpayers. You know, all you Scottish plumbers and bricklayers and window cleaners, you're paying his 256 grand this year. You're paying his 241 grand the year before. He doesn't give a fuck. How much money does one man need? How much? Yet again, one of the top 3 expensive claimants at Westminster. The other 2 are also SNP. So the top 3 fisting us, bumming us dry, driving it straight through our jeans and rinsing us thoroughly are the fucking SNP. The top 3. If their plan is to piss off the English so much that they just throw Scotland out of the Union, I feel like they're on the way to doing it. So once again, I have to say, don't hate the Scottish, hate the SNP. Only something like 35-40% of Scotland are idiotic, bigoted, hateful, nationalist, communist, scary bastards. Because they are scary. When commies start banging the nationalist drum and being as prejudiced and bigoted as they are scary. Because history has shown us what fucking ideologues get up to when they take power. And he is his latest. He is his latest. Fat, detestable, horrible bastard that he is. He is his latest. English photographer shocked as he gets hate mail after SNP's Blackford sets the mob on him over travel breach. Right, let me just say first of all, before we even get into the ins and outs of the case, English common law, the rule of law in the UK was always the same. Unless it is specifically outlawed, you can do whatever you like. That is what a free and fair country is. One of the oldest, most respected, the mother of parliaments, the United Kingdom. That's how the law works. If it's not specifically against the law, you're allowed to do it. There's a lot of countries more tyrannical than the UK, or there used to be. That's not the case anymore. This really is despicable stuff. I know I'm prone to hyperbole and name-calling, yeah. I'm not very mature, to be frank. But this really is disturbing stuff. It's not just a minor thing because he's picking on a member of the public. It has disturbing ramifications. Because what this guy's basically saying is, you don't have any rights. I'll tell you what tiny number of rights I'll trickle down to you. But no longer is it the case where you're allowed to do anything you like as long as it isn't prescribed by the law. Now it's, you ask me for permission to go outside, you fucking worm. That is the world we're living in today, in the unfree country that is formerly Great Britain and Northern Ireland. It's really disturbing shit. It says an English photographer claims the SNP chief Ian Blackford set the mob on him. Just want to point out, it's not just a claim, because Ian Blackford has since apologised and deleted his tweet. It's not just a claim, first of all. After the MP publicly shamed him for being in Scotland even though he lives there. Right? Again, this is the slippery slope when you start asking people for permission to go outside. You just jump in, feet first, like the little bigoted fat nationalist that he is, and just go, oh yeah, I'll tell you what you're allowed to do, son. He lives there. So you just jumped on him for no reason. Rivals accused him of his anti-English bullying. Of course it's bullying by definition, because he's a rich, powerful multi-millionaire with a fucking head like a water buffalo. So if they got in a fight, Ian just has to stick the nut on him and he'll end up in the next county. So it is bullying. Physical bullying, emotional bullying, the seat of power. Well, he's just the bully in this case. Yeah, and he's got a fucking head like a wheelie bin. So we know who'd win that one. He said, as you live in the south of England and travel to Scotland is only for reasons permitted. For reasons permitted, yeah? Little Hitler. Oh, you have to apply for a permit if you want to go outside. I'm sure there will be a valid reason as to why you are posting a photo from the north of Scotland last night. Fuck me. There's the original tweet. This nice chap said, "Care this. Last night's aurora display in the north of Scotland. Hope everyone is all good." Nothing unpleasant about that, is there, you would think? Well, Fatty had words to say. Buffalo Arse responded, as you live in the south of England and travel to Scotland is only for permitted reasons. It still makes me cringe saying it. I'm sure there will be a valid reason as to why you were posting a photo from the north of Scotland last night. Yeah, I'm sure. Well, it's got nothing to do with you, Tubbs. It's got nothing to do with you. I can do what I like. If I'm a free man, I can go for a walk, I can take photos of the sky, wherever the fuck I like. You can't creep around because when you walk backwards, it makes this sound. Beep, beep, reversing. Because you're like a fucking house end with a suit on. But normal free people are allowed to go where they like and take photographs of the fucking sky, you little tin pot fucking tyrant. He then made what was seen as a half-hearted apology. Yeah, Mr. Taylor, whose website suggests he's from Dorset but now lives near Tursot, told how he received hate mail. The photographer said, I got a couple of hate messages, I lost an entire day's work, I found myself going for a walk at 2:30 in the morning and I couldn't sleep till about 4:30. I'm never going to get that day back, it was all just a bit shocking really. Yes, it was. It was, because a tin pot dictator was attacking you fella. That's why. Jamie Alcrow Johnson said, being blocked by Ian Blackford has its advantages when it means I don't have to see his anti-English bullying of members of the public. Bullying members of the public for not breaking any laws, for not doing anything wrong. A horrible little bastard that he is. And this is the worst part of it is, everyone's going, yeah, his apology is not really an apology, he's just a horrible, needlessly inflammatory, spiteful, bigoted little fucking oik. But this is the best bit. What do you think the Supreme Leader had to say about all this? What do you think the Supreme Leader had to say? Nicola Sturgeon praises the dignity of Ian Blackford as anger grows over photographer's tweet. Dignity. Dignity. A little tin pot dictator's dignity. Yeah. Nicola Sturgeon praised the grace and dignity of her party's Westminster leader after he was accused of behaving like a vigilante. Well, not even worse than a vigilante, because vigilantes go after people that have brought the law. They don't go after people who went outside and took a fucking photo of the sky, unless he's got copyright claims on the fucking moon. Yeah. I don't think he was even behaving like a vigilante. He was just behaving like a tyrant. Sturgeon said, I saw Ian Blackford apologise for doing something that he recognises he shouldn't have done, and that's the right thing to do. I think that's the grace and dignity that I associate with Ian Blackford every single day of the week. Fuck me backwards. Seriously. If you act like an absolute worm, if you behave in a manner that is base and degenerate and lower than a gecko's gonads, right? Being coaxed into an apology doesn't therefore mean grace and fucking dignity, right? If Ian Huntley goes, listen, you know them two little girls are fucked to death? You know them little girls who are murdered, yeah? Well, sorry about that. You then don't respond with, well, Mr. Huntley's got grace and dignity. It doesn't matter what he says after the fact, because he's showed his true colours, and he is detestable. He is a beady-eyed, grotesque, Battletoad, yeah? A frog in a fucking tweed suit, and he is despicable. And if you've got any sense at all, you should hate him even more than Jimmy Cranky. The Supreme Leader's just fucking awful. But Ian Blackford has got no redeeming qualities at all. At least Nicola Sturgeon, like, you know, I quite like that blouse she's got on. Yeah? There's something. But Ian Blackford, honestly, absolute weasel. My God. If you vote for the SNP, please, what's the appeal? Is it all about independence? Is that it? I don't know what I would do if I was a Scotsman who supported independence, but I wouldn't be able to vote for the SNP. Maybe they need an alternative. A patriotic pro-independence party that isn't entirely staffed by honking creatures like this pair. But you need to... I mean, how important is independence to you? Because seriously, this thing is undeserving of a thimble full of urine, let alone your time or your vote. Ugh.